This video is about the human brain computer model, which was developed by Masakazu Nakayama, my mentor. He passed away 25 years ago or so, written many books, but none of them in English. My idea I put into my book, Results from the Heart. Use the brain, but at the same time listen to your heart and live with mission. That idea is very much similar to Nakayama-san's human brain computer model, HBC model. A video somewhere on my YouTube, but I can explain briefly without schematics, and it may help to understand. We have two universes, as I mentioned, the universe in the mind and universe in the body or in the heart, brain and heart. And I keep talking about the connection. But if I try to explain the idea of connecting the brain and the heart, in HBC, he described this way, that the heart portion is common with all the humans, but also living being. If there's a system, there's an input and the process and output. And what's in the process is to bring out the wisdom so that you can respond to the need, the input, and then take action so that you can eat, escape, sleep, whatever is to happen. That's the basic model. In the animals' case, they don't have word, so they have images associated with them. So input comes and connect to the images, process it like AI, deep learning at the deepest level, and then take action. So it's simple. Additionally, he talked about the bottom of it, or at the center of it, he called it X. That is the way of the universe. Because with that as an engine, core of those animals, including us actually, that bring out this magical process of us being born and to live. So that's the driving force. And there's the box, input, and then the output using the image. So that's the animal system. In human, because we developed the brain, or called mind, whatever the term, is another box, and there's an input and output. Input typically is words and logic. Logic comes actually in the process, but the words are also related to logic so that we can receive the information, in human case, by words. We can dance around them, but that's also an animal system. So in addition to the image memory I talked about for animals, on the right brain side is the word memories associated with memory of the images. So related to the information coming in the process in the brain is to interpret that word with the experience which is stored in the brain as word, and the words are connected to the image. Because if you say money, there's some image of something. On the lion, there's the image of a lion. So there's a left brain, right brain connection that I talk about. Animal system and human system, there's a connection of the words memory and the image memory. right brain and left brain connected. And we develop that over time as we are born because we learn how to use the word. So the image memory gets tightened up and more versatile, and the connection gets stronger depending upon how you're raised. That may have some implication of what kind of a process you get. It's like a computer with certain subroutine or the program that associate with more egotistical or more broad approach to live life, not the narrow-mindedness. Anyway, that's the process. So the input, word, processing with the word and image related to that. And then from the process come up with idea or inspiration and take action. So that's the output. So roughly speaking, there are two universes, like I said, the brain or the mind universe and the heart or the body universe. Input, output, and the memory and the synapses connecting the image and word. So that's how things get processed. So that's basically Nakayama-san's HBC model, human brain computer model. And the interesting thing, just to add, is that the X I talked about is the origin of who we are, the life coming out, the source of the programming of this whole computer system, you might want to call it. In Zen terminology, he explains that Satori, or enlightenment, is to know that source, who we are at the core. So like a Zen koan, show me the character of those who are born before your father and mother, or something like that. It's difficult to put into English, but show me the origin of where you came from. That's koan. And the answer could be, it's X, according to his model. But what you mean by X, there may be another question of explaining you to explain what's X. So it's like a Zen approach of question and answers to see if you're really enlightened. And if you're enlightened, you know the sense of what it is. Not describable by word. I had the experience of awakening in Vipassana, and it's very difficult to explain. And even if I could use words to explain it, unless you get the same experience, you don't know what the words that I use may mean. Anyway, that's a side, but the important story to understand who we are, know thyself, and how we respond, more like animal, or narrow-minded, or much more compassionate and with wisdom. That's the HBC model, and my words that I put in the result from the heart. Heart is what I said, the lower part with the origin of X in it. And use the brain. Brain part is the top part, the two parallel process of input, output. But that's us. That's kind of paradoxical because you have like a two brain, or brain and heart. And you have the animalistic, if you call that, to simplify our discussion, part of us that runs the kidney and stomach and breathe without brain. So they are decentralized and they do their own things because of the way how we got evolved. So that's one system. Without the brain, then we are like a monkey or lettuce. But with the brain, we are different. We play with AI, we play with words, even cause war, or egotistical, and deluded because of the use of the word and the way we develop the logic whether it's more compassionate or more self-centered, depending upon what we may have to be influenced. In animals' case, they get influence from parents, like a duck see the moving object as their parents, so follow them. In human, we may be having a similar imprint from whatever the parents are doing. If your parents are a thief or a conman or murderer or whatever, you may find it because that's the only reference you have, unless you have more differences and be able to triangulate to see what the life is about. You may be so much influenced from the early day experience, and that become a major habit. So if you're a great painter, like the Picasso's case, his parents are painter. I don't know about Mozart. Maybe his parents are related to music, and he get all the conditioning and the inspiration, and he felt that's something he wanted to do. The conman, I forgot his name, Matzov or whatever, who developed this pyramid scheme, is into jail. He may have a bad influence from their parents too. So good or bad, it's sort of nature's way, and the human way can go beyond that for us to become wiser and more compassionate. So the idea of the use of brain is to the heart and live with the mission for may all beings be happy. Very compassionate idea. May be produced in some cases, and in other cases there could be a war in Ukraine and the craziness in the political system here and there, or tribe mentality, because that's security, like a lower level of Maslow's hierarchy, not the self-actualization. Whatever the case is, those are the models of Nakayama, and related to that I explained my one of the book, Results from the Heart, that we may want to be enlightened to find the heart and connection established to bring out the wisdom and compassion. With such ideas, Shila Samadhi Panya, right conduct, calm and quiet mind, and the Panya, the insight of wisdom or even awakening, so that we can express as much as possible and have a wonderful life. Going through difficulty is given, as Buddha said, and how to overcome. That's the process. Let's make the most of it and hope this kind of thinking in the model and relating to your own situation, that might be a help, hopefully. Thank you.